Hello, how are you today? Well, I also want to really welcome all my Rumble subscribers. I'm now on Rumble, and yeah, I am very excited about all the people that are watching my videos. Please, if you are new to my videos, subscribe and give me a thumbs up because that helps me to get my videos out there so people can see them. I want people to know the truth. I watched this morning a video which was very, very good information. It's called World War III History and Prophecy, and it's called the full movie. And I will put the link on the bottom as usual. Very great historical information because people, this is what we need to have. Historical information to accurately understand the Bible. I'm not going to say interpret because we shouldn't be interpreting the Bible. We should know. The Holy Spirit needs to guide us, people. If we don't have the Holy Spirit, we tap around in the dark. Because there's so many deceptions out there that we need to detect, and without the Holy Spirit, we will not detect these deceptions. This video that I just mentioned, people had excellent information, historical information, but then they say that the beast out of the sea is the Vatican. And that is not true. The beast out of any beast, okay, that Daniel described in Daniel 7 is always an empire. There's only 4 beasts that he described. There's a 5th beast in Revelation 13, but he didn't see that beast. So there's really 5 beasts since the time of Daniel. And beast is an empire. There's 5 major empires since the time of Daniel. And that is, and we can actually, say that there's like another minor empire, like England seems to be an empire, but really even England was part of Europe. So yeah, the empires that Daniel describes in Daniel 7, 4 empires all the way to the end, people. Okay? That means the last empire lasts to the end. And then John saw another empire that parallels actually the last part of the last empire. So what are these empires if we're looking at the history? What are those major empires? Of course, we already saw that during John's time, 3 have gone, right? The Babylonian, the Persian, and the Greek Empire were gone during John's time. And so John only saw 1 more beast coming out of the sea, okay, with the horns. And that's the last empire that Daniel saw in Daniel 7. So we know that. So we know, people, it's an empire. A beast is an empire. Okay, a political, military system. And that's what they did actually wrong in that video. The video is really good, but if you don't consider that, you will go wrong in your prophetical interpretation or whatever, the way you see that these fulfill prophecy. So anyways, so there's 4 empires in Daniel, and then 1 more in John, which is, of course, the beast out of the earth. And that parallels this last beast of Daniel at the end. In other words, when this beast out of the sea almost was wounded, okay, we see that one of the heads had head wound and almost died. That is when that empire steps in. Makes sense, right? Who is on top of this last empire? It's the little horn, and it's Babylon the Great that rules over that last empire. So there is somebody on top that rules it. If you read the description of Babylon the Great who sits on the beast, or the little horn, you know that is the man of sin. And the man of sin is a religious system, and we know really, if you read the description in Revelation 17, you know it's the Vatican. There's just no way you can come up with anything else. Some people come up, oh, it's Jerusalem. No, there is nobody in Jerusalem that wears purple and scarlet and has pearls all over. The Jews are not that rich, okay? The Jews are not that rich. So really think, who is that rich person? I mean, who has now for almost 1700 years has ruled. They have ruled 1700 years. And I'm not talking about a small group of people. No, I'm talking about who ruled Europe for 1700 years. That is only papacy. So papacy is Babylon the Great. So it's not anything else. So who is she sitting on? Who is she using? Who is she using to do her dirty work? That is the European, the Holy Roman Empire. And they never talked about the Holy Roman Empire, even though it is extremely important. Because that tells you right now, Rome, Holy Roman Empire. See, the Holy Roman Empire was made up of those 10 kingdoms. But these 10 kingdoms, if you know about the toes of Daniel's statue in Daniel 2, they never did really cling together very well. Why? Because of the clay. Because they were divided. Because it was not one empire. Because the empire really was divided, and Europe constantly warred against each other. This movie really showed that very clearly. How Europe constantly warred and warred and warred and warred. Okay? And that wasn't good. And then, of course, they also started rebelling against Babylon the Great. And so that made it even worse for Satan, who has everything in his hand. Because Satan created the system. Satan created papacy in order to control Europe and to control the world. And this is something that we need to really, really understand. And in order to understand prophecy, we don't only need to understand history, but also how this history now is, addressed in Revelation and in the prophets. So that is important. So this video was very important. It gave us a lot of information about historical, but we need to know who this beast is. And this beast was started, I have done videos about it, was started by Satan. When he was kicked out of heaven in Revelation 12, which I've talked about a lot, he started his kingdom. He transformed Rome into the Holy Roman Empire, and he put on top papacy, which he made it look like it's a religious system, right? And he is the representative of God in this world, not Jesus or the Holy Spirit, no, the Pope. So by doing that, he could have total control over Europe's emperors until the 1500s. Then the emperors, some of the emperors started to think and say, oh, wait a minute. what he is saying, Pope is saying, is not so true, and that is when they were starting to fall to pieces. And of course, Rome also was involved in that majorly. And this film is actually showing that Rome was involved in these wars in Europe, in the fall of the Holy Roman Empire. And why? What was the interest of Satan and papacy to bring down these quarreling emperors? Because they wanted to establish what we have today, which is the European Union. The European Union, and that's what we're having today. So really, this head wound of one of the heads of this beast was healed. It's healed right now with the European Union. People, I just got my German passport. And guess what it said right on top of my passport? It says European Union. Let me get it. So I got it here, European Union, and then underneath it says Bundesrepublik Deutschland, Federal Republic of Germany. So this is my passport right here, European Union. And guess what it has on the back? I don't know if you can see it. I don't know, maybe not. But it has an imprinted seal of the Union, the European Union, with these stars. You know the flag of the European Union with these. I don't know how many stars they are. Yeah, and I was like, whoa, what? Now, of course, I am a member of the European Union. Here it is again. I don't know if you can see that. See, these are the stars right here. This is the thing. So it says European Union here and then Bundesrepublik Deutschland. So now I am a part of the European Germany. The countries of Germany are now again united and healed in this European Union, or the Holy Roman Empire. It's amazing, people. And yeah, we definitely can see that beast is healed and works again alongside the fifth beast, which is the beast out of the earth, which is, come on, you know it. Who is this beast today? Who is empire today? That is U.S. I know a lot of people in the United States, they don't want to see that, hear that, smell that. They don't want to acknowledge that the United States is the empire today. In the interim, while Europe was injured, the papacy worked on the U.S. to become the empire of the world. And since the Second World War, the U.S., was the empire. And the military might of the empire was conquering everything in the world. Well, we don't believe it, but it is the truth for the Vatican. Because the Vatican is behind it. Actually, it is Satan who is behind it. Yeah, this secret hand, okay? It's a secret hand that nobody knows. Yeah, sure. People say, oh, it is, it is Klaus Schwab. It is the World Health Forum there. World Health Forum. People say, oh, it's Bill Gates and all these people. Oh, the elite, BlackRock, who invests the money of all the rich. It's not BlackRock because they're only investing the money of the rich, but it's this most rich people in the world. They are ruling the world. No, people. It is much deeper. If you remember my videos, if you've been watching my videos, I always talk about this pyramid of power. Pyramid of power, okay? And the pyramid of power, there's the elite right here, maybe, the World Economic Forum right there, or the other ones. But there's somebody above them. And of course, there's the Jesuits who have been taking over the United States for at least, let's say from the beginning. If you watch this video, you can see that they have been taken over from the beginning. And yeah, they're using the Masons, but the Masons are only part of this whole secret plan that's going on. And they are only used also by Satan to bring about what? To bring about what? Well, I have seen again what this word is. Yeah, is it a new world order? They are using a new system. I think that's the word they're using. I just watched this World Economic Forum in Davos. They have the meeting just right now, and their goal for the world. You should really watch that too. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's right now, they're meeting right now, and they watch the goals, what they have said, and they're talking about this new system. They're not talking about order, but a system is the same thing. Order, new world order, new system. And it's a world system, because this world system, new world system, is everybody works on it. Everybody works on it. The whole world. So it is a world system, just like the World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum. Okay? People always say, oh, it's a conspiracy. This new world order is a conspiracy. But what do we have today? Today we have a new world system. No difference. Okay? So, of course, people don't understand what is this system. And it's really not a new system, people. It is an old system. Okay? It's really an old system. It goes all the way back to before 1500. Who had total control of that system? See, that system was broken or damaged after the Reformation. That's what happened. After the Reformation, it crumbled. This Holy Roman Empire started to crumble, and it almost destroyed itself. But then after the Second World War, they rebuilt it, and it healed. And it's right now, it's back into full force, this system. Yeah? And this system now has also included the United States, because the NATO now has combined the two beasts in one. And it's even more powerful than ever. And the United States, while Europe was rebuilding and healing, conquered almost the whole world. Let's not, make a mistake here. It's not, this empire is not Russia or China. We always say that, China is coming to the forefront and it's becoming more powerful. No, people. It's rather that maybe China is in the hands of NATO. And maybe someday they will rebel and they will say enough is enough. Same thing as Russia. Russia finally, they made this. Russia was always part of the economic forum, World Economic Forum. And Russia, they made it look like, Russia is part of the UN. Oh, and Russia, we are going to want one country here, one empire, one world empire, until Russia said enough is enough. And they did. Putin realized that, hey, the only way this will go forward if I bow to this NATO. And that's exactly what Russia realized. See, Russia wanted to become part of NATO. But at one point they realized that they would have to bow and become part of it, not an equal part, but a subordinate part. And this is when I think Putin realized that he cannot go along with this whole thing. For years, they were hoping to be invited into this NATO as an equal partner, and it never happened. Until they realized, well, wait a minute, you have to become part of it. That means you have to submit to it. And they don't want that. They don't want to lose their identity. And that is really when Russia said, enough is enough. And knowing that that NATO, which is the beast out of the earth and the beast out of the sea, that they want to take over the world. We see that today with Europe. Europe even wants to destroy Russia. They're saying, oh, Russia is the bad guy, so we need to destroy Russia in order to have peace. Of course, I always have to destroy my enemy to make peace. Oh no, I can't make peace with my enemy and leave him as, a cooperate or a partner. Oh no, that's not peace for me. Peace is when I am the one making the decision. Yeah? That's pretty selfish and narcissistic, but that's the way it is. And that's the way Europe is thinking right now, and that's the way the United States is thinking. We will have peace when we destroy Russia. Now, that is not democratic thinking. That's tyrannical, and that's imperialistic thinking. Because that's what an imperium is. An imperium is getting everything, okay? I want to be world power. And I think that's why a lot of Americans have problems with that, because they don't agree with it. They don't agree. They want to live their lives and let somebody else live their lives. They don't really want to be police of the rest of the world, or even really, I don't think the United States really wants to take over the world, the United States people. But again, who is behind? Who is now pulling the strength in America? Well, if you have followed my videos, you know it is the Vatican. The Vatican again has taken over. And yeah, there is no doubt. Yes, of course, the Vatican is using the different agency, the different people, right? To make it look like they are really not in charge. Because, oh my goodness, the American people probably would not go along with what the Pope is saying. At least still most of the people. But hey, if we're doing it like in the background, then it's a different story. Nobody knows it. Why? Because the American people are in the business of having fun, accumulating wealth. And that's what I have said in my last video. I don't have to even talk about that again. But it's interesting, people, that first what's going on in Davos right now, because, yeah, you can absolutely see the goals that this new system, they're calling it system. Of course, I can't say the new order, but the new system, right? And yeah, it's not a new world order at all. It's going back to the old. And the old is the Holy Roman Empire. See, that beast out of the sea wants to rule everything, wants to be in charge. But who is on top of it? That's what we have to worry about. That is Babylon the Great. And Babylon the Great will fall very soon. Very, very soon. Matter of fact, Fatima prophesied or told that to this little girl. So, and I think that was addressed in this video as well. So, people, I want you to be aware of what's going on, and especially who is running this world. Okay? Who is behind? They are using in this video, what is it? The hidden hand? I think that's what they're using. They're using one word, right? Saying, well, we don't know who is behind it and who is really planning everything, right? Who is in charge of everything? Well, who sits on the beast? See, if you think like whoever made this video that I was telling you, if you think it's the beast is Vatican, so then you're going to ask yourself, well, who is on top of the beast? See, that does not make sense. That's even misleading. Who is on top of the beast? If the beast is the Vatican, who is on top? Who is controlling it? Who is the little horn? Who is Babylon the Great? And then they're turning around and saying, oh, the U.S. is the new Babylon the Great. No, you have to distinguish between the beast and Babylon the Great who sits on it. There's a difference. And this beast is a political power. And they were right. The second beast out of the earth is the United States. But they're not Babylon the Great. They're just ruled also by Babylon the Great. Or, if you go further up, it's Satan. It's Satan. Remember, Satan fell in Revelation 12, and he established his own, his personal empire. And he sat on it. He not only controlled a military, political empire, but he himself also was the religion on top. He himself was the God, the ultimate rule, okay? The ultimate rule, the ultimate moral system. And that's what we need to understand. That's what really the Vatican is, or Babylon the Great. It's because Satan himself put himself in there, in the Vatican. I believe that Satan literally is a person in the Vatican. I don't know if it's the Pope, if he's incarnating in the Pope. You can probably not say that. But he is possessing the popes. Or another person, for instance, the Black Pope. Or if he is even a person, okay? Because angels can take human form. Why would fallen angels not be able to take human forms? Because I think that's very likely that is also happening, okay? That these fallen angels can take human forms. And then people, how can you distinguish that this is a fallen angel? What does Paul say? He says something about that we should host people. Because you never know when you host angels. And I hope you remember that quote. You can look it probably up on the internet, type it in, and you can find it. I don't want to do it right now. My time is running out. But that's what Paul said. He says, don't be afraid or something like that to host people, because you never know when you host angels. That means angels can come in the form of human beings. And if that is the case, the fallen angels can do the same thing. And if that's the case, that is where they live, in the Vatican. In the Vatican, because that is their headquarters. Okay? This is where everything is coming from. This pyramid of power ends up in the Vatican, and it ends up with the all-seeing eye. You know the dollar bill, right? This pyramid. Of course, this pyramid of the dollar bill was put there by the Masons, but it doesn't matter. The Masons, really, God is Lucifer anyway, so you know it's the same thing. And at this point, again, I believe that they work together with the Jesuits anyways, and with the Vatican. This video showed it very nicely, that the Masons come out of the Knights Templars. The Knights Templars used to work for the Vatican. They were the Knights of the Vatican. And at one point, they were destroyed by this French king, right? And so they had to go underground. And I believe at this point, they, again, buddied up with the Vatican. I think, again, they are probably united again with the Vatican at this point. See, the Masons are a Protestant organization. They are a secret organization which usually contains or has Protestant believers. Okay? So, but I'll tell you right now, at this point, I am convinced that they are probably again under the Vatican, under Lucifer, because that's what the Vatican has. It's not a different ruler. It's the same ruler, that is above the Vatican or the Jesuits and above the Masons. So their goals are really practically the same. The Masons say one world order, and right now they're using one system, one new system. Under this new system, what are the things that are planning and what do they still need to work on? Yeah. And we're seeing it coming together. And I think we need to understand that. Why? Because we're living in that system. And I'm telling you that over and over and over, that we are living in that system. We're living in the beast system. We're living under really Babylon the Great. Have been living under Babylon the Great. And some people, like I said, they're only interested in worldly things. They're saying, oh yeah, we are Protestants, we're going to church on Sundays. Oh yeah, we're celebrating, of course, these pagan holidays, which no, they're not pagan because, whatever, they're Christian, but in reality, they are created by the Roman Catholic Church, and they're created by Lucifer to deceive us. But no, we don't want to believe that. They're just so nice and wonderful, and we're just celebrating, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, I don't want to talk about that right now. I wanted to really make this video about what's going on in this world and who is controlling it. Who is controlling it? It's unbelievable. People want to know. Why? Oh, this secret hand, or this who is behind it, shadow government. We're saying all these names, but we don't really want to find out who it is that is behind all the Rockefellers and who else, and the Bill Gates, or Klaus Schwab, or who knows, whatever, right? But we don't want to go deeper. Why not? Why do we not want to really face our enemy? Well, because if we face our enemy, we have to acknowledge that he is right in our living room. That's why we turn the TV on, the news, and what do we get? The system that is and has been indoctrinating us. And that's all we have. We have an indoctrination now for years and years and years. And that's what I've been saying in my previous videos. Lies and lies and lies and lies and more lies and cover-ups about this system. Who really is in charge? Of course, we have thrown out this idea that there is Satan, that there's demons. We have thrown that out because of the Enlightenment, right? Even though I think the Enlightenment was good. But at the same time, Satan got in the Enlightenment and used it for his purpose. You see? Talked about science in my last video. And yeah, Satan did that. He jumped right back in there and now says, oh, we're going to throw out God. We're going to throw out angels. We're going to throw out demons because we cannot really observe them. They're not here. We can't see them. And Satan is a sneaky, whatever he is, a sneaky guy that doesn't want to be coming out in the open and say who he is. Oh, he's always hiding in the shadows. That's just the way it is. He doesn't want anybody to see him. Oh, no, I'm, who knows what, a good guy, and I'm an angel of light. I'm going to bring really, liberty and justice for people. But people wake up. People wake up. Anyways, let the Holy Spirit guide you. That's what I tell you always at the end, because that is the truth. I'm not just saying that because it's a phrase, senseless, mindless phrase. No, it is something very important. You don't have the Holy Spirit, you don't understand what's going on. I'll guarantee you that. There are so many people that just say, oh yeah, I'm a Christian. Oh yeah, I'm a believer. Oh yeah, I'm this. But they don't have the Holy Spirit. And therefore they don't conceive or discern what's going on. Anyways, hopefully you liked this information, and I will see you next time.